Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Chiquis, and you've reached the voicemail box for Dear Chiquis. I'm here to give you advice on anything and everything you need help with. Maybe you're going through a breakup. Maybe you're having issues with your family. Or maybe you need help figuring out how to balance your checkbook or how to start a business. Whatever the case is, I want to hear from you. Remember, these are my thoughts and opinions, and if you're suffering from an issue or hardship, you should seek help from a qualified professional. All right, now go ahead and leave your question at the sound of the beep.
You have 3 new messages.
Hi, Chiquis. I am a big fan of your mom, her legacy, which are her children. So thank you for having this space for us. Last year, I was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. So it's been a rough year. I've taken the year to heal. It was unexpected, so I'm still healing. This year, I really want to focus on having everything prepared for my children. I have 2 kids under the age of 10. And my question is, what is something that you were glad your mom left or wish she would have left before she left this earth? I want to make sure that I have everything prepared for my kids. It's such a scary and emotional thing to do, but I just want to be prepared. So any advice or any direction would be much appreciated. So thank you.
Oh, Veronica, first of all, thank you for loving my mom, for being a huge fan. Thank you for your vulnerability. I know that what you're going through is hard. For you to come on here and ask me this question, it shows your strength. So I want to say thank you so much for being open with me, with us. I'm kind of lost for words right now because just to hear your voice, like I want to give you a big hug. I just want to give you a big hug. I'm sending you a big virtual hug full of positive vibes and healing energy, okay? But back to your question. Look, I think that the best thing you could do for your children is definitely write down all of your wishes, how you want things to be handled at your services. I mean, I also think that it's important, and I think it would be really nice, and what I wish my mom would have left me was a letter for my future self. You know what I mean? I think that would be beautiful for your kids because they're so young, and I have faith that you're going to be okay and you're going to be with us for many, many more years. But I think it would be nice to leave them letters, like just little notes, kind of like in Egg Hunt, sort of, where it's a clue after a clue. I think it would be super cute. I saw this in a movie once, and I don't know what movie it was. I want to say P.S. I Love You, I think it is, the movie. And I think would be a beautiful gift for your kids. And that's what I wish my mom would have left. She did leave her will and her trust, but if it would have been a little bit more personal, I think that would have just been a lot better. So I think that your children would really appreciate that, babe. I'm praying for you. Don't lose hope. Do not lose hope. Veronica, I'm sending you a big hug. And again, thank you. And to you and your children, okay? Thank you so much for your question, and I hope it helps you. Our next question comes from Annie.
Ojalá y por favor, si escuchas este mensaje, te quiero decir que sí tuve el gusto de conocerte y tomarme una foto contigo, que la tengo de recuerdo en una conferencia que hiciste con Eva Macías hace mucho. Y te quiero decir que eres una inspiración mucho para nosotros las latinas, y te quiero decir que te quiero mucho, te admiro y te quiero, y algún día quisiera ser fuerte igual como tú. Mi pregunta para ti se trata de Change of Careers. Actualmente trabajo para una compañía y me encargo de las finanzas y básicamente accounting. Entonces, no me hace feliz este trabajo, pero lo necesito porque es mi dinero que me viene para todos mis biles al mes. Tengo una suegra que es maestra y me puso la semilla, se puede decir, en mi cabeza sobre ser maestra, y no sé si hacer el cambio de carreras para ser maestra. I've been looking into programs y todo, pero lo único problema que tengo es que tengo que hacer 3 meses de un internship que no van a ser pagadas. So mi miedo mío es que if I do the teaching, ¿y qué tal si no sirve? ¿Qué tal si no es para mí? Tengo miedo del cambio de carreras y que deje este trabajo que me está pagando bien. Si hago este cambio de carreras, ¿qué sería tu advice for change of careers? Te quiero mucho. Bye.
Annie, qué linda, muchas gracias. Yo también te quiero mucho y qué bueno que nos conocimos. Nos tomamos una foto juntas. Me acuerdo muy bien de esa conferencia, así que muchísimas gracias por asistir. Bueno, ahora te voy a contestar tu pregunta. So Annie's question is about the pros and the cons of changing careers. She's in accounting right now and is thinking about taking a risk and becoming a teacher. But if she does that, she has to take on a 3-month unpaid internship. So she's a little worried. So that's what she's asking us. Siento yo que es importante ser feliz, especialmente en lo que hacemos. Obviamente tenemos que trabajar y a veces el trabajo no es necesariamente fun, you know what I mean? But I do think that you need to be happy. Y si no estás feliz tú ahorita en esta carrera, yo soy una mujer que creo mucho en los riesgos. Es bueno tomar riesgos y decir, es mejor intentarlo y decir, no me gustó, prefiero regresar al otro trabajo de accounting instead of never trying it because you're afraid and then you regret it. You know what I mean? So I think that you should definitely take the risk and do it. Y sí, si tienes que hacer esto de que dices que van a ser 3 meses de entrenar, o sea, yo creo que vale la pena. Yo digo hacerlo, hay que tomar el riesgo. I think you should definitely try it. And, you know, a teacher would be amazing. I mean, I think, you know what I mean? It's like a gift to yourself and to other people, you know? So I'm applauding you and I think you should. I'm cheering you on. So ultimately, it's up to you. But you're asking me, on Dear Chiquis. And Chiquis is going to tell you, go for it, girl. Take that risk, a leap of faith, mamá. So, Annie, te mando un abrazo y pues ahí nos dejas saber qué pedo, ¿ok? Looks like we have a question from Gabriela. Up next.
Hey, Chiquis. First and foremost, I want to say I love, love, love all that you've done and continue to do. If I was given the opportunity to ask you a question, I would ask you what you would say the hardest thing that you've encountered so far on your journey and how you've dealt with it. And if I could squeeze in another question, it would be, how do you keep up with your mental health and what does that look like for you, especially in this kind of industry?
Hi, Gabriela. Thank you so much for your questions. Wow. I think I have been through quite a bit, but I don't regret anything. I wouldn't change anything, to be honest, because it has definitely made me a very strong-minded woman and it's molded me. So I think if I had to choose one thing that was the hardest to face was definitely losing my mom. That's for sure, I think, the hardest. And it was hard losing her while she was still here. That's a whole story that we would get into, but it's like losing my mom definitely broke me like no other. Crazy enough, though, now that we're talking about this, one of the things that I think dropped me even like more to my knees was when I got divorced. I think it was because it was a double whammy. Like my mom wasn't here to help me through that. And I was just in like some excruciating pain. Like I literally felt my heart hurt. So I think those two things have been like the hardest things I've had to face, but I've also learned and grown so much from it. So I wouldn't change anything, but those definitely are the hardest things. And as far as how do I keep, my mental health is something that I really like to talk about, you guys, because I've dealt with it. I've dealt with depression. I dealt with anxiety, especially in like 2020, the pandemic and quarantine. That's when I had first felt like anxiety and depression, then after my divorce and stuff. But I think what has helped me a lot is prayer and meditation. And it's not trying to fit it into my schedule. It's everything else works around that. That doesn't mean, I'm going to go to church every Sunday. I mean, I want to. I'm not saying not to, but for me, it's having those first 30 minutes of my day to pray and connect and read something, a devotional, or read something that is positive, and it just, sets the tone to the rest of my day. So that's helped me a lot with my mental health. Therapy has helped me a lot. I am a huge advocate for therapy, you guys. I think just letting those feelings and those thoughts and those emotions out and getting feedback and tools to better yourself helps a lot. So those are definitely, like, you guys, I always say it, prayer, meditation, therapy has helped me so much, you guys, and working out. You got to get rid of those toxins and get that body moving and sweating it all out. So yeah, Gabriela, I went on and on, but I'm super passionate about this. So thank you for your questions. And hopefully through your questions, we're helping so many other people as well. Sending you a big kiss, mama. So now let's hear from Yudi.
Dear Chiquis, I just wanted to tell you what an amazing freaking person you are. Like your spirit, everything, girl. Like, I love hearing you. I love watching your stories. Like, everything about you. I love your family. I love how you always put family first. Your brothers, your sisters, your siblings. That's like the main thing. I lost my sister a couple years ago, and she was the smallest. She was like my daughter, Like, I'm like the oldest in my family, so she was my baby, But I just respect everything that you do. And échale más ganas, girl. Fuck the haters. And girl, when you go get married with Emilio, I just want to know, has y'all talked about it?
Yudi, I think you made me cry and laugh all in the same question. I don't know. I'm feeling a little emotional, you guys, today, but talking to you guys and listening to your questions and everything you have to say about me, you guys just make me feel so good. So I'm like crying and laughing. But Yudi, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for those beautiful words. You guys keep me going. I swear, like, you guys keep me going. You guys give me that strength to just keep my head up. So thank you. I don't know when I'm gonna get married, girl. I don't know. I mean, Emilio wants to. It's not that I don't want to. I believe in marriage, and I think that I would be a wonderful wife and a wonderful mother, but I'm just leaving it in God's hands. And I've learned to just take things day by day and not rush and not pressure and not feel like, oh my God, like I got to do it at this time, or that's too much pressure. Like this year is all about not putting so much pressure on myself. So I'm just letting it flow. And he's a great guy. So if he asks me, I don't know, girl, but thank you for the question. Pero, que sea lo que Dios quiera. That's what I always say. It's all in God's hands. But Yudi, thank you. You guys, honestly, Veronica, Annie, Gabriela, Yudi, you guys are so awesome. Thank you for your questions. Y'all make me happy, for real. Okay, leave me your questions at speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast, and you might hear it on an episode of Dear Chiquis. We'll be back next week. Besito, los quiero mucho, 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 mucho. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, and check us out on YouTube.